now we are moving to our next topic is decision making and looping. Till now we have seen decision making and branching. Now we are seeing decision making and looping. Let us see what is a looping. Looping means a sequence of statements are executed until some condition occurs. It means a block of statements repeatedly executes. These kinds of programs are very much essentials. For example, in a general condition, what is your favorite food or what is your favorite sweet? If your favorite sweet is suppose you think it is a laddu or cake, how many cake you can eat? You can eat either 5 or 6. If you are eating 5 or 6 means you are repeating that. After completion of one you are repeating the second. After the completion of second you are repeating the third. So how long you will eat until unless you feel it is satisfied. So this is nothing but a looping. Suppose if you are listening your favorite song, so how many times you can hear? If your favorite song is a one, you will play 10 times. After 10th time you are not feeling satisfaction, then you will change that song, right? So this is nothing but a block of a statement repeatedly executing. It will continuous. How long it will continuous? Until unless condition becomes false. Okay, so then these are the looping sequence. Whenever you are using the looping conditions, first you are following the 4 steps. What are the 4 steps? First, you are setting and initialization of a conditional variable. You have to suppose to set and initialized. You have to take a variable and you have to initialize a variable. Okay, initialization means assigning a value to that variable. Next, execution of the statements in the loop. So you have to write the execution of that statements in the loop. Next, test for a specified value of the condition variable for the execution of the loop. So for that you have to suppose to use this testing condition. Afterwards you have to suppose to give either incrementation or decrementation of the variable. So sometimes it will be incremented and sometimes it will be decremented. For example, if you are taking your mobile recharge, how long it will be valid? For 1 month. Okay, after the 1 month what you have to supposed to do? You have to recharge once again, right? Got it? So likewise it is in the same sense. You are incrementing your conditional variable or decrementing your conditional variable according to the conditions. Okay, hope you are understanding this concept. Now we will see in C language it provides 3 constructs for performing loop operations. Then what are those? First one is while loop statement, and another one is a do while loop statement, and another one is for loop statements. Okay, first one is while loop, second one is a do while loop, and third one is for loop statement. Let us see, these are the very essential topics and all are the fundamentals and very essential topics. One of the questions will be asked in your examination. Now we will see while loop statements. Okay, statements means flow of execution. This while loop is the simplest of looping statement, and it is also called as entry control looping statement. Then what do you mean by entry control? It first checks the condition. If the condition is true, then it will enter into the block of statement, and body of the statement, block of the statement will repeatedly executes. Got it? Okay, what is the entry controlling looping statement? It checks the condition first. If the condition is only true, then this body of statement will execute. So this is the general syntax of your while loop. Okay, so here it is specified the same thing. If the condition is a false, it skips this body of a statement. While testing the condition, if it is a false, then it skips this body of a statement. Whatever the statement after the body, after the closing parenthesis, it will be evaluated. Okay, now let us see here. Here we have mentioned this flow chart. It checks the condition. If the condition is true, body of the loop will be executed. If the condition is false, it will skips and execute the latter. Okay, for this we will have some programs here. We will see one by one. Okay, let me see here. Something happened. Change. Let me close and open. No, I'm opening this. It is not visible, right? Now let us see here. It is also not visible, right? Let me make some alteration. Okay, now is it visible? It is visible, right? You are saying here to print number from 1 to 10 by using while loop. So this is very essential topic. Let me copy and I will explain in notepad. Okay, and we will see how it will run. I'm pasting, right? So what is the aim of a program? Write a program to display number from 1 to 10 using while loop. For this you have to supposed to use by using while loop. Okay, it is using by while loop. Hash include stdio.h, next hash include conio.h, and next one is void main. Next, first, what is the aim of a program? Our aim of a program is to display value from 1 to 10 by using while loop. Okay, now let us see here. I first set initialized. After initializing, I am writing the condition. Okay, what is the condition I am writing? While I less than or equal to 10. Why it is a 10? Why it is a 10? We have to display value from 1 to 10, right? This is the program. Clear? So now I have given while I is less than or equal to 10, condition true. If the condition is true, it is entering into this body, right? In this body I have written some statement. What is that statement? Printf. What is printf? I am displaying what value I am displaying? I value. What is the initial value of I? 1. It display the 1. After the 1, what I am doing? I am incrementing, whether it is a pre-increment or post-increment, right? So value will be incremented. Afterwards, the condition once again come back to the while loop. Okay, it come back to the while loop. Now the new value of I is 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Here the incrementing, right? After displaying the 1, I is incrementing. I plus plus means increment operator. It will be incremented by 1. 1 plus 1, 2. New value of I is 2. Afterwards, the control will directly come to the once again to the while. Now the new value of I is 2. 2 less than or equal to 10. Condition true. Once again we are displaying the I value. What is the I value? 2. After 2, once again I am incrementing. Now what is the new value of I? 3. So after increment, where the control will comes to the Y. 3 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Now I am displaying 3. Once again I am incrementing I plus plus 4. 4 less than or equal to 10, true, and I am displaying the I value. Okay, now 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. After displaying the 10, 10 plus plus, now what is the new value? 11. Now control comes here, 11 less than or equal to 10, whether condition is true or false. Got it? So it will skip. Is there any statement? No statement, right? But for our convenience purpose, I am writing one printf statement. Program end. Okay, program end, just for our understanding purpose. Okay, not for any other purpose. And next I am giving the getch function. After the getch I am saving. Now I have to save, so you know how to save it, right? So how to save it? We have to supposed to go to the file, save, and go to the C drive and ensure that you are in turbo C++ bin directory, and it is w1. I am giving w1.c while one program. Okay, I am saving. Afterwards, what I have to supposed to do? have to supposed to minimize this file and we have to open our editor. So this is our editor. Now I'm starting. After starting that, let us open our file. Open. Now what is our file name? File name is w1, right? w1.c. Yes, this is our program. I'm giving function key F5. It is a full screen. Alt F9 and Control F9. So it is showing, right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and program end is come in single line. So why? Because I have not given here it is any /n. If I suppose to give the /n, then what happens? You just notify here. Okay, now I am saving, compiling and running. So after the 1, it will come to the 2 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So to know how it is executing, I am just pressing the F7 key. Okay, first it comes to the variable declaration main. After the main function, variable declaration and initialization, clear screen, it comes to the condition, it is displaying and incrementing. Now you just observe where the control will jumps. Once again it is coming to the while. While coming, the I value is 2. Okay, clear? Please observe here. I am pressing the F7 continuously. How long this will be evaluated means after the incrementation it will come. This will execute until unless condition become false. Clear? Yes. So afterwards I am displaying this program. Now let me check. This is an entry controlling looping statement, right? Suppose if I assigned as 11, for our understanding purpose, if I assigned 11, what will happen? Yes, anybody? It skips. Got it? It checks the condition first, right? So 11 less than or equal to 10, whether the condition is true, false. So that is why you won't get any 1 2 3 directly. You are getting an output statement as pressing Control F9 program end. Why here it is not showing 1 2 3 4 5 6? Because the condition false. Got it? Yes. Likewise, your program will execute. Suppose if I want to display even numbers 1 to 100. Suppose if I want to display 1 to 100 even numbers, then what is the logic I have to follow? Okay. Then what is the logic I have to suppose to follow to display 1 to 100 even numbers? To do that, I have to assign it first initially. Please observe here. I am assigning I is equal to 0. 0 less than or equal to 100. Right? After increment displaying the I value, how long how to increment the I value? I is equal to I plus 2. I is equal to I plus 2. Okay. Suppose if I made this, first it is 0, 0 plus 2, 2. Next time 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 2, 8 and so on. Right. So I am saving and I am compiling and I am running. Here till to the 100 it is showing. Okay. So I am not getting within one screen. If I want to suppose to get all the result within a one screen, then what you have to suppose to do? You have to suppose to do, instead of /n, you have to mention /t. What is /t? Tab space. That it takes 4 space after the one value. Got it? So are understanding here, right? Suppose I want to display 100 to 0 in reverse order. Okay, if I want to display 100 to 0 as a even number, then how to do this? Okay, now what modification I have to suppose to do? Here I am assigning it as an 100 and I have to write the condition as I greater than or equal to 0, and here after that decrementing. Got it? Now check this. I value is 100, 100 greater than or equal to 0, condition is true. First you are displaying the I value. What is the I value? 100. Afterwards what you are processing? I is equal to I minus 2. 100 minus 2, 98. The new value of I is 98. Once again it will come to the while loop, 98 greater than 0, and you are displaying and you are decrementing, right? And you are saving, compiling and running. So now you are getting the output. Got it? 100 to 0. Clear? Now if you want to suppose to do the odd numbers, suppose you have to print odd numbers between 100 to 1. So now what you have to supposed to take here? I'm taking 101, 101 and 101 greater than or equal to 1. It has to supposed to take it as a 101 greater than or equal to 1, because 1 is a odd number, right? The number which is not divisible by 2 is called as odd numbers. The number which is divisible by 2 is called as even number. It is a number from 100 to 1. I am making, okay, it is now odd numbers, okay, for your understanding purpose, odd numbers. Now let us see. Now I am assigning it as a 101, 101 greater than or equal to 1, condition true. Now I am displaying 101. 101 is an odd number, right? Next, 101 minus 2, 99. 99 is an odd number, yes. Next decrementation, 97. Next it is 95. Next 93. Next 91. Likewise it will execute. Okay, I'm saving, I'm compiling, and I'm running. You are seeing. Got it? Clear? Yes. So likewise you can evaluate any number of programs by using this. Okay. Yes. So these two programs we have seen. Now we are seeing another program. What is another program? Let me take here. So we have displayed 1 to 10 number, 10 to 1 number, 1 to 100 even numbers, 100 to 1 even numbers, 1 to 100 odd numbers, 100 to 1 even numbers, right? Now we will see how to display your name for the 5 times. Okay, whether it is visible. Yes, visible, right? Now you have to print your name for the 5 times. For this I have not written here. You have to, whenever you are doing this, you have to suppose to do all the header files. Okay, main program int I is equal to 1, afterwards clear screen is important. You are initialized while I less than or equal to 5, condition true. What is our program? To print your name 5 times, right? Printf, directly write your name. After displaying that, you have to increment. Okay, next, this is a very important program. We will explain it. Okay, now check it. Control C. Write a program to find the sum of first 10 numbers by using while loop. So we want to do summation of 10 numbers. For this I am taking new document. Okay, for this let me copy this and paste. I will explain first program. What are the variables we are supposed to use? Okay, so for this I'm taking the table for your understanding purpose only. This is okay. I will take the table here, and I'm taking the table here. Let me take 10, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yes, I'm hope it is visible, right? And let me make out of it to the content or fixed width. Okay, and here it is okay, fine. And let me increase the size. This is all for your understanding purpose. Okay, it is not taking. I hope it is visible, right? Okay, so what is the aim of a program? Program to find sum of first 10 numbers. So sum of first 10 numbers means you first initialize the 0. Okay, I'm writing here. Please observe here. I value as well as sum value. What are the values of the variable we have defined? I and sum, right? Okay, now I is comma sum. what is the initial value of sum? 0. What you have assigned? Here it is 0, right? Now what is the I value initially? 0. Now let us see. While 0 less than or equal to 10, condition is it true? Yes, true. If it is true, it will enter into the body of a statement. Yes. Now sum is equal to sum plus I. What is the sum value initially? 0. What is the I value initially? 0. 0 plus 0, what is the value? 0. So in sum, I am once again storing 0. When it is I value is becomes 0, sum is also 0. Now in the next line, what you are doing here, you are incrementing the I value. 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 means 1, right? Now after the 1, where the control will come? It comes to the while loop. While 1 less than or equal to 10, condition is true? Yes, true. Now sum. What is the initial value of a sum? It is sum is equal to 0 plus I. What is the new value of I? 1. Now what is the final sum we will store? It as a 1. Got it? Afterwards you are incrementing the I value. Now what is the new value of I? 1 plus 2. Okay. After the 2, where it will go? It will go to the while loop. While 2 less than or equal to 10, condition true. If it is a true, it will enter into this block, right? What is the block? It consists of sum. So what is the sum? Sum is equal to sum. What is the last value of a sum? Exist 1, right? 1 plus what is the new value of I? 2. 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Got it? Yes. Next, afterwards what I am doing? I is incrementing. Now what is the new value of I? 3. Okay. Once again it will come here. 3 less than or equal to 10, condition true. If it is a true, it is entering into this block, right? Now once again I am processing. What is the new value of a sum? Sum is equal to 3 plus what is the new value of I? 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay. Now it is 6. Once again I you are incrementing. I whenever you are incrementing, it become a 4. After 4, once again it will come here. 4 less than or equal to 10, condition true. So if it is a true, sum plus I. What is the sum value? 6. 6 plus 4, 10. Got it? So that is sum is equal to sum plus 6 plus 4, that is equal to 10. Got it? Yes. Likewise we are executing. Now 4 plus the new value will be 5. Now sum once again 5 less than or equal to 10, condition true. If condition is true, then what I am doing? Sum is equal to sum plus I. What is the sum value? 10 plus I. What is the new value of I? 5. That is a 15, right? Got it? And next I become increment. Now if I is incremented, new value is a 6. 6 less than or equal to 10, condition true. 6 already in sum. 15 is exist. 15 plus 6, 21, right? The sum is equal to 15 plus 6. Got it? 15 plus 6 means 21. Got it? Now I will be incremented. After 6 plus it becomes 7. Got it? And now it comes to the sum. Sum is equal to, already in sum it consists here 7 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Already sum 21 is exist. 21 plus 7, that is 28. Okay. So after 28 I will be incremented. Now what is the new value of I? 8. Okay. If it is 8, once again it will come. 8 less than or equal to 10, condition true. 28 plus 8, that is 36. Okay. Sum is equal to 28 plus 8, that is 36. Clear? And 9. Now what it will happen? 9 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Sum is equal to 36 plus I value. What is I value? 9. That is 45. Clear? Now I becomes 10. I plus, right? 10. 10 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Okay. If it is a true, it is only for your understanding purpose. Okay. Don't write all these things. Okay. When I becomes a 10, what happens? 10 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Already in sum it consists of 45. So 45 plus 10, sum is equal to 45 plus I, right? That is 55. After 55 I am incrementing I value now. Now what is the new value of I? 11. After coming 11, where it goes? It goes to the while loop. 11 less than or equal to 10, condition is it true? False. Got it? So you are getting directly. If you print, you will get the value as here. Some mistake has happened. Let me compile and do this program. You will see the output. Okay, I'm taking, and this should be in comments, and we have to supposed to add hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h and main function, and here variable declaration. After the variable declaration, clear screen. Okay, now afterwards we have to supposed to display the sum value. Printf, if you want each time value, you have to supposed to do here, you have to print here printf sum is equal to every value as mentioned in a table. You are getting like that sum and slash t. First let me print it as a I for understanding purpose. I is equal to percentage d slash t and sum is equal to percentage d slash l. Okay, okay, that is I comma sum. Right, now I want to save this file. I'm going to saving. We are supposed to save, already you're familiar, I hope so, right? So we are to supposed to save in C drive turbo C3, then we have to give it as a summation sum summ.c. Okay, I have entered like that, and I am going to opening my editor. Already it is in open, right? No, it is in close mode. No, it is in open mode. I am pressing the enter and the alt enter for the full screen, and I have to open my file. What is the name of the file? summ.c. Okay, now you will see here, and pressing the F2, I'm compiling and I'm running. If I run, I have not given the get ch to view the result. Alt F5. Clear? I is equal to 1, sum is equal to 0. I is equal to 2, sum is equal to 1. Okay, likewise it is evaluate. Got it? Understood? Yeah. Get ch I'm doing, I'm compiling and running. You are getting the result like this. Okay, when I is equal to 1, sum is equal to 0. So it is getting like that. 0 only. Okay, here it is incremented, right? Here it is incremented, that is why it is showing 1. When I is equal to 1, sum is equal to 0. I is equal to 2, sum is equal to like that. Okay, don't get confused. Clear? Yes. So that is your program. So here some of our programs are very very important. We have to supposed to learn it. Okay, and here one more program is there. These are the very very important programs, and let us see these programs. What is the program? Fibonacci series. Okay, Fibonacci series of first 100 numbers. I'm copying for our understanding purpose. I'm taking here the new file I'm taking. It, I think better to take a new file only. Okay, Control N, I'm pasting. Yes, whether it is visible? Yes, it is visible, right? Is there any problem? No problem. So let me see what is a Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series means summation of two adjacent number. Okay, what do you mean that? Fibonacci series means summation of two adjacent numbers. Got it? So then what does it means clearly I will say. So I have taken two numbers 0 and 1. Okay, what is 0 plus 1? 1. Now what is the two adjacent number? 1 1 1 plus 1, it is 2. Now what is the two adjacent numbers? 1 2 1 plus 2, 3. Okay, what is the two adjacent number? 2 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Got it? Clear? Now what is the two adjacent number? 5 3 5. 3 5 is, sorry, 3 5 is 8. Got it? That is your adjacent number. Now what is the two adjacent number? 5 8. Then what is the result? 30. Clear? Likewise and so on. So this is what exactly called as Fibonacci series. Okay, for doing this I am using the while loop statement. Okay, here it is given as an 100. We have to suppose to identify within 100 what are the Fibonacci numbers or exist. To do that I am taking here three variables. It is a summation of two, means we have to suppose to take an additional variable. That additional variable also we are using, hence these are the very essential. Okay, so for our better understanding purpose, let me, whether it is required, can understand. Anyhow, I will explain this, and next onwards I don't take the table. If you understand, if you don't understand, please put in a chat box, put in a WhatsApp group, and I will explain it. Okay, no, it is better always we have to use it. Let me take insert table. I will take up to some here content I am taking here. Okay, for our understanding purpose, right? So what are the variables I have taken? I have taken it as A, B, C. This is only for your understanding purpose. Okay, so what is the initial value of A? It is 0. What is the initial value of B? Assigned 1. Okay, your percentile D. First I am writing the output statement. What I am returning? First I am displaying the A and B value. Okay, what is the A value? 0. And what is the B value? 1. Now C is equal to A plus B. After 0 plus 1, what is the new value? 1. Okay, now C is equal to A plus B, that is 1. I am writing the condition. How long we have to search? For 100 numbers, right? 1 less than or equal to 100, whether the condition is true. If the condition is true, you are displaying the C value. After C value, then what you are doing is, this is the logic. What it is? This is the logic. In A you are storing B value. What is the A value? Initially 0. What you are storing? B value. If I store here, what is the new value now? 1. Okay, B is equal to C. In B, what you are storing? C value. What is the C value? 1. Where you are storing? In B. So B is also storing 1. Got it? Yes. So clear? So this will be replaced with 1. Got it? In C is equal to A plus B. Now what is the new value of C? A plus B. What is the A value and what is the B value? A value is 1, B value is 1. 1 plus 1, it is 2. Okay, yes sir. Now we have assigned C is equal to 2. Then where the control will come? Control will come here, right? Now what is the new value of C? 2. 2 less than or equal to 100, condition true. Now I am displaying the C value. Got it? That is the 2 will be displayed. After displaying the 2, in A I am storing B value. What is the B value? 1. Where I am storing? In A. In B I am storing C value. What is the new value of C? That is 2. Right? Now once again I am processing. 1 plus 2, it is 3. Got it? Likewise it will be evaluate. Okay, once again it comes here, 3 less than or equal to 100, condition true. I am displaying the C value, that is 3. After displaying, what you are doing? A is equal to B, B is equal to C. A is equal to B means in A I am storing B value, in B is equal to C means I am storing C value, that is 3. Now I am processing. 2 plus 3, it is 5. Got it? So likewise your program will be evaluated. Okay, so now I am copying my notepad, I'm taking new and I'm pasting. Okay, it is not required. And to understand the question, what do you mean by Fibonacci series? Fibonacci means include demo.h. Yes, got it. So modifying this program. In this program I'm displaying first a and b value, and I'm displaying list. So what is the logic for the Fibonacci? A is equal to b, b is equal to c, c is equal to a plus b. Okay, initially you have to assign this and you have to write condition. Okay, now get ch, and here, sorry, not in the get ch, here we're supposed to do at the end, right? Then what we have to supposed to do here, clear screen. Yes, now I'm saving. Okay, and I have to save it. I'm saving, I'm confirming that is I'm storing in my C drive. Okay, I'm giving it as a fibo.c. clear. Yes, and now I'm opening my editor and I'm taking in the full screen mode and I'm taking the open file. What is the name of a file? Fibo.c. Yes, I'm pressing the file for the full screen and I'm taking compiling alt F9 and running. If I run, I'm getting like this. Whether you are understanding this what it is? No, right? So then I'm doing some little modification. Okay, let me do some little modification. /t. If I use a /t, what happens? It will take in a tab space, right? Clear. I'm saving, I'm compiling, and I'm running. Now you are understanding, right? What you are understanding? 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 3 15, right? 15, 8 plus 3 13, 13 plus 8 21, 21 plus 13 34, 34 plus 21 55, 55 plus 34 89, 89 plus 55 is it is crossing 100. Okay, so till that the condition will evaluate it. So this is your program, and very important program. You have to supposed to learn it. Okay, some of the programs will come in your this thing. Okay, here this program is a sixth program is also very important. I will let me copy first. Let me copy. I will explain. This is the fundamental logics for some of the calculations, and you have to supposed to learn these concepts, right? Okay, is it yes, I'm copying and I'm taking new file. I'm closing this. Hope you understand this concept, and let me take a new file and I'm pasting here. Let me see what is the program. Okay, now what is the program? Write a program to find sum of digit of a given number. Suppose if I enter a number, what I have to supposed to identify? The summation of that number. I have to identify the summation of that number. For example, if I enter 1 2 3, what is 1 2 3? I am entering 123, right? If I enter 123, then I have to get 1 plus 2 plus 3. What is 1 plus 2 plus 3? Yes, 6. Got it? So likewise we have to supposed to get. For this also I am taking one table. It is always better to take a table. Okay, so I'm taking for your understanding purpose only. I'm taking this and I'm doing it for out of it to the content. Okay, now let me add some 2 more columns to the right. Okay, now let me check. Okay, here whatever the variable we have declared. Okay, or sum is zero. So to do this kinds of a program, I'm defining n. Please observe here. I'm taking it as a n, and or is for remainder. Or is for the remainder. If I want to do that summation, if I enter 123, okay. If I enter 123, and I'm taking OR and it is a sum, right? Hmm. Now what is the initial value of a sum? 0. Okay, now your first one output statement I am writing. What is the output? Enter the number. Now in n I have to read the value from the keyboard and store it, right? To read and store I am giving it as a 123 in n, right? Now I am writing this condition like this. So this is a condition is very important. You are having this logic in your lab programs. So here onwards whatever the 3-4 programs will come, you have to give more attention on it. Okay, so this is the same logic we are using for 3-4 programs coming forth programs. Okay, now I'm writing the condition. Now what is the condition I'm writing? What is the number I have read for n? 123. 123 greater than 0. Whether the condition is true? Yes, true. Now first I have to, if I want to do the summation, first I have to find the remainder value of that n. Okay, whether 123, please observe here, 123, this digit is a decimal digit. Is it decimal number? Yes, so that is why I'm dividing by 10. Okay, that is why I'm dividing by 10. Here what I'm doing, please observe here, n percentile 10, n percentile 10. For this let me take some shape, otherwise you won't understand. Yes, let me say 123 I have to divide it by this number with 10, right? If I divided this number with 10, then what I'm getting, I'm dividing it with 10. So if I divided this 10, what I'm getting? Okay, likewise, right? Or else let me check. Wait, not like this. We have to suppose to divide this number, right? I will do here. Okay, okay, 123 I'm using, here it is, this bracket, curly bracket, right? Let me wait, insert shape and this, and here it is, insert shape. Okay, likewise we are only dividing, right? Yes, let me divide this with 10. 1 2 3 I'm taking here. Yes. So it has to be supposed to divide with 10. If I divided with 10, so what is the quotient? 12 tens are 120. This is quotient, right? And what is the remainder I am going to getting? I'm mentioning here. What is the remainder I am getting? If it is 120 means I am getting the remainder as 3. So if a percentile means I am getting the remainder, right? Now what is the remainder I am getting? It is 3. Got it? Yes. Afterwards what I am doing, sum is equal to sum plus r. Already what is the sum value? 0. Now what I am doing, for that 0 I am adding that remainder value. So now what is the new value of that? Sum is equal to sum plus r, that is sum plus r, that is sum is equal to 0 plus 3, that is equal to 3. Got it? And next what I am doing, for the continuation of loop, this is the logic we have to supposed to use. Okay, percentile means remainder and by means we are getting the quotient. What is the quotient value we have got? 12, right? Okay, now what is the new value of n? Now the new value of n is 12. Okay, so after 12 the control will comes to your while loop. 12 greater than 0, whether condition is true. Yes, true. Once again I am dividing. So now what I am dividing, it is a 12 percentile 10. If I divided the 12 percentile 10, now it become a 1. Okay, if and the quotient remainder is 2, right? Got it? So when it is, whenever you are dividing the 12 divided by 10, 10 ones are 10 and remainder is 2. Got it? And where it will store, it will store in or, right? Yes, sorry, it has to supposed to store here, right? Afterwards what I'm doing, sum is equal to sum plus r. So sum is equal to sum plus r means in sum already it is a 3 plus what is the new value of r, it is 2. So now what is the new value of it, 5. Got it? And next, n is equal to n by 10, already we did, that quotient is 1, right? Now the new value of n is 1. Got it? And where the control will come, control will comes to your value while 1 greater than 0, condition is true, true. Now it comes that thing 1 percentile 10, already I told you, right? 1 percentile 10. If you are using the percentile means, if the numerator value, numerator is 1, denominator is 10, 1 percentile 10, if the numerator value is lesser than the denominator value, then the result is numerator value in percentile. Okay, so then what is the new value of r, it is 1. Got it? If it is 1, next what you are doing, sum is equal to sum plus r. Sum is equal to, in sum it is 5 plus r. What is the r value, 1, that is equal to 6. Got it? If it is a 6, then what we are doing, we have to continue the loop, right? While taking the division, it is a model operator. In the model operator we are getting 1 by 10, it is 0. What is the new value of n, 0. Okay, if it is a percentile 10 means it will take numerator value. If it is by 10 means it will be taken as 0. 2 by 10, what is the new value for 2 by 10, 0. 3 by 10, 0. 4 by 10, 0. 5 by 10, 0. 6 by 10, 0. 7 by 10, 0. 8 by 10, 0. 9 by 10, 0. 10 by 10, 1. Got it? What is a 1 percentile 10, 1. 2 percentile 10, 2. 3 percentile 10, 3. 4 percentile 10, 4. 5 percentile 10, 5. 6 percentile 10, 6. Got it? 10 percentile 10, 0. Understand? Yes. Afterwards, now the new value of n is 0. Whether 0 is greater than 0, false. Afterwards it will come to the printf statement. This statement will be executed. The sum is percentile d sum. That sum is 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3 is 6. Clear? Yes. Let me execute this program. And this is a very program. By using this logic only, we are getting some 5 to 6 programs. These are very important. Okay, let me write hash include stdio.h and hash include folio.h and void main, and here you are entering the number. Okay, and you are reading the value from the keyboard and checking the condition, and you are displaying that value. Okay, yes, here the clear screen is required, right? I'm writing here clear screen. After the variable declaration, before closing the program, it has to be get ch, and now let me save this file with summation, right? Summation.c, summation of digit, right? Some digit dot c, summation of digit, right? So this is a very important logic. Okay, please keep in mind. I'm opening my editor and I'm pressing enter and opening F3 and is some digit dot c. Clear? So this is my program. I'm compiling and I'm running. Suppose if I enter 1 2 3, I'm getting a 6. Got it? If you enter another number 3 2 1, what it will get? It is also 6. Clear? So how it is coming? This is the logic. So these logics are very important for coming 3 to 4 programs, and this is the logics for some of our programs of our reversing and summing. Okay, Hope you have understand this concept. We will continue in the next classes. Thank you.